So, section two, which is the advanced concepts in cyber security. Now, we'll be discussing importance of cyber security, advanced part. Talking of importance of cyber security, which is cybersecurity is critical in the modern world due to increasing reliances on digital systems and growing threats of cybersecurity. Because there's growing threats in the internet, on the internet, I mean on the internet, and we now rely on digital systems, phones, laptops, our devices. Most of our works now are we do it on the internet. So due to that, and there's fast growing of threats, cyber attack, exploitation, breach, stolen data, stolen usernames and passwords. Due to that, so this is why cybersecurity is of importance. Now we look at why the cybersecurity is important. Number one, data protection. Number one, data protection, which is to prevent unauthorized access to sensitive information, including personal, financial, organizational data, health data, medical data, international like passport data and information, and so on and so forth like that. Especially financial and health record, medical record need protections. So that is why we need cybersecurity. That's why cybersecurity is of importance. I also have business continuity to ensure system remain operational, avoiding downtime and productivity loss. Even though when the system is under threat, under what attack, under exploitation, the system should be should be in operation to avoid financial losses, downtime. Because let me say an example of your bank app, mobile app. There's an issue, maybe there's an issue with this bank application. Maybe they are under attack, and you can't be able to perform transaction. The bank are losing, you too, you'll be losing interest in the bank. That's why you know that when they say they are under system maintenance. I've never received the message before. They will tell you they are under what? System maintenance. Something is wrong. Maybe misconfiguration, system downtime, or maybe they are under attack. Or some record are missing. Are what? Under breach and so forth. So to ensure that what system software are remain operational even though when they are under what attack or threat, or they are under attack or exploitations. We also have customer trust to build confidence in a company ability to safeguard customer data. Imagine your money is away from your account. What will happen to your trust in that organization or in that financial institution? Even though you are going to recover your money back, you lost trust, total trust in that bank. You move to other what financial institution to go and what patronize them. All their stuff, all Jumia, maybe well, Jumia is an e-commerce businesses. Maybe you order a particular product, and there's difference between what I order for versus what I got. So you have trust. You have trust issue with them, which will make you to go to either Conga or Amazon or alibaba.com.ng to go and patronize them because you get what I order for versus what I get on Jumia. Let's look at the compliance, which is to meet legal and regulatory, either local, regional, or global legal requirements and regulatory requirements such as the GDPR, which is General Data Protection and what and Regulation. We also have the Nigerian, which is Nigerian Data Protection Act, which is the local regulations. With the help of cyber security, we can meet all these regulatory requirements, and the IPA, which is health insurance portability and accountability tax. Health insurance uh, portability and accountability tax. We also have the PCI-DSS, which is for the what, payment card, the ATM card, Master, Visa, and so forth. So, with the help of cyber security, we'll be able to meet this what regulatory requirement, which is of compliance. And we also have national security to protect physical infrastructure, like the power grid, yes, the transportation systems, the airlines, and healthcare system also with the help of what? Cybersecurity. This is an example. A financial institution implementing strong cybersecurity measures prevents massive financial and reputational damage for potential breaches. Are you with me, sir? So that's an example of this work, of this part. Now, let's talk about the types and benefits of cybersecurity. Types and what? Types and what? Benefits of cybersecurity. Let's look at the types of cybersecurity, which is number one, network security, which is to protect network from attack like denial of service attack or distributed denial of service attack and unauthorized access into the network. When we're talking of distributed denial of service attack, is to deny everybody on the network access, to deny them access to use the network, to deny them to what they use to use the network. That's what network security and unauthorized access to deny unauthorized entity to have access to the network. That's part of what network security. And to deny unauthorized packets, services being what? Being flow, like unauthorized packet to enter to have access to go through the network, to use the network. That's unauthorized access. Any questions so far? No question. So we also have application security. Yes. Okay. Yes. So we are using traditional methods. Oh now, power switch. That's the traditional method we're talking about. I don't know if it's but now we're still using traditional methods. But I think, yeah, transport system. Do you have transport system? Our train system are not working. The only one that's working is our airline. Those ones are working. Because the airlines are using it, so they have to invest massive billions on it. So that our senator will not crash on the shipping. I'm not sure they are using traditional. The shipping, okay, okay. No, yes. That's is linked with digital. But we don't have. It's only Google Map that to navigate. Like the lot. So let's look at okay, kidnapper. So let's look at the let's look at application security part. The application security part focuses on securing software applications by detecting vulnerabilities like SQL injection, scripting, and so forth that we discussed in the open web application vulnerability security. Then in our section one. So SQL, SQL, SQL is is it query language? Is a query language. Uh, I'm coming. Structured query language. That's the meaning of SQL. Structured query language. So normally it's for database. That's what we use for database management and creations. So we also have information security, which is to safeguard data integrity, confidentiality, and availability. We have mentioned this in our session where we talk about confidentiality, availability, and integrity of data. And then we also have operation security, which is to protect sensitive operational process and data. The process of running a particular task, business operation, and the rest. So it has to be protected. Like when you are trying to transfer a particular money in your account, it's operational. So for it to be successful, you have to what? Enter your transaction pin, right? Without if someone even have access to your account, to your mobile app, without that pin, you cannot what? Transaction pin, you cannot, that's operation what? Operational security. And sometimes, depending on the money, you also need a one-time password to do some heavy transaction, right? Or token to do it. So that's for that. And we also have cloud security, which is to secure data, application, and services in cloud environment also. And we also have endpoint security also, which is to secure devices such as laptop, phones, and IoT devices, POS devices. I'm talking of IoTs, Internet of Things devices. All these Alexander, Alexa, uh, all those office devices that we use, digital office that have their IP are connected to the internet. So security is securing them, and also have IAM, which is identity and access management. These are the type of cyber security we have, and to ensure proper authentication and authorization mechanism. This is the if you implement this, this will ensure authenticating and what authorizing a particular entity to have access to a particular system, software, application, network also, which we use username, password, one-time password, token, and so forth for the what for this part. I also use least privilege. Let's talk the benefits of cybersecurity. Now, the first benefit we are going to discuss here is to prevent financial loss. To prevent financial loss, which is to minimize the risk of data breaches and ransomware attack. We are talking of data breaches is what data is being exposed to unauthorized users or entity. When we are talking of ransomware attack, which means the process is when you are hold ransom until you pay a particular what money before we release this kind of what data for you. Ransomware, which is whereby your data will be encrypted with key that you sef you don't know, except you pay that ransom before they now give you the decrypting key so that you can have access back. You have to yes implement some solutions. And most of the trending one is ransomware is trending because with just a click of button you can download a malware, a ransomware into your system, and it will be what you don't know. They can do steganography on it or with a ransom a steganography package. They just send a video or file or any text to you, and they have done steganography on this, which this ransomware has been attached to that particular word, to that particular information. Like the case of Osama bin Laden, you always see porn CD when he was killed. They see a lot of porn CD. Osama bin Laden started case of steganography. They use that method to be sharing information, confidential information. You think that is a porn CD, and everybody Islamic they don't like porn. Now, when they now get that CD, they now was slot it in, extract that data from the CD, and then they have their encryption key, the decryption key, and use it to decrypt it, and they now have access to the information they need. And we also have it enhanced business reputation also, which build trust among stakeholders, customers, and so forth, users, customers, stakeholders, investors. And we also have is improved compliances, which is to avoid what fines and legal issues due to regulatory what breaches. Are you with me? So that is the benefit of cybersecurity, and it also supports innovations. It supports innovation, which it creates a secure environment for developing new products and services. It creates a secure environment for developing new products and services. Now let's talk about firewall and its features. We are going to talk about firewalls. We are going to discuss the features of firewalls. We are going to talk about type of firewalls. And so when we are talking about firewall, a firewall is a network security device or software designed to monitor and control incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules, based on the rules you have configured on it, and it acts as a barrier between trusted internal network and untrusted external network. When we are talking of firewall, we make an example, which is a bouncer at the entrance of a building, which will check you when you want to enter a building. Or when you are coming out, it will also check you, scan your body. Or when you want to enter a parking lot, the security there will check your motor. Maybe you are not carrying an explosive what, an explosive devices. And then when you are coming out, you now check maybe you are not going out with the property of the what or of the company or the organization of the building. Maybe you are not going on with their properties. So that's an example of firewall. Based on the rules that has been configured on that firewall, it will be the one to monitor the traffic that are coming in and going out based on the predetermined security rules that you have configured on that firewall. It's a what? It's a device. It's a device. You have host base and network base. The network base will be implemented across the network, and also have host base which should be installed on your system, which will monitor the traffic that is what's going on your system, in and out of your what of your system. Now let's go to type of firewalls. We have different type of firewalls. We have packet filter firewall. We have what packet filtering what firewall. This filters traffic based on IP addresses, ports, and protocol. Some institutions implement this, they have this because they don't want their students to be watching porn. They implement this. They get the IP address, they get all the list of IP address of the porn website, and they block any traffic that is coming from there. But you can invade this aspect by using VPN because it will encrypt every communication that is going on between you and that server. And the world and this firewall will not be able to know. That is how it was. Invade this kind of what? This so, and then we also have stateful inspection firewall. This track the state of active connection and make decision based on the state of what? Traffic. It track the state of active connection, how many devices are connected to this, and if there's any malicious activities, it will take a decision based on the configuration, based on the what predetermined rules, security rules that was configured on the firewall. We also have PROSIS firewall. Normally, we use this proxy firewall for residents. Maybe you want to change your location from Nigeria to US for residential or black and blue like that. You get it? So we use proxy firewall for that. It's act as intermediary for request between user and the service. Between what user for secure communication. Although we use this one also for to change your location so that you can have access to some services that is not available in your location, your present location. So and we have normal, yes, for this survey this yes we have it, and we have this it acts as intermediary for request between user and service also. Maybe your organization, for you to have access to the server, you need a particular VPN which has been configured for only the organization alone. Without it you cannot have access to it. And we also have next generation firewall (NGFW). These are advanced features like deep packet inspection and intrusion preventions. If there's any with this type of firewall, if you have it, it will act as it will inspect every packet that is coming in. And if there's any malicious activities that is going on, like a particular packet is malicious, it's going to prevent it. It's a new generation, advanced one. Yeah. I think machine learning. So that's for that. And then these are the key features of firewall. Traffic monitoring. Traffic monitoring. Yes. When traffic monitoring, it inspects network traffic to identify suspicious activities, and also as access control. It allow or block traffic based on defined rules, based on the configuration, based on the configuration you have implemented, you have predefined, pre-configured. And then intrusion prevention, it also identify and stop null threats based on the work on your configurations. So it also prevents intrusion. And we also use it for VPN. It also have virtual private network support also, which enables secure remote access. And then we also have content of filtering, which block malicious websites and inappropriate content. Like what I said before, maybe you want to block a particular website from your users from accessing. So users will not have access to this particular website. It will block that website using the IP address to block the website and so forth. And we also have application awareness also. This identifies application and apply specific policies. Application awareness also. Any questions so far? So this is an example. A firewall configured to block traffic from untrusted IP address can prevent unauthorized access to an organization network. So we talk about enterprise security architecture. Enterprise security architecture. Now, enterprise security architecture is a framework that ensures an organization's security measure align with its business goal and IT infrastructure. This, with the help of enterprise security architecture, is to help us to design a security measure that will support the business work operations. Are you with me, sir? That will support the business of operations, and we'll be able to bring in devices, IT infrastructure devices that will support the security of the IT of the business operation. Now we have these are the key components of the ESA, which is enterprise security architecture. Number one, security policy and standards. With the help of this ESA, we can be able to define acceptable behavior and practice for users and systems based on the word enterprise operations, business operation. And also, like example, password policy requiring regular updates with help of our security policy standard. And then we also have network security design also. It will help us to implement segmentation, firewalls, and intrusion detection slash prevention system, IDS slash IPS, with the help of this ESC, Enterprise Security Architecture. We also have access control mechanism. Use IAM solutions to ensure proper authentication and authorization. Do you still remember what is IAM? Identity and access management. Yes, for authentication and authorization access. And then we also have data protection measures. It also helps to enforce encryptions, backup, and secure data transmission protocol also. And they also have monitoring and response system, which is the SIEM tools, which help us to employ the security information and event management tools to detect and respond to incidents. This is an example of IM tools. This is an example of IM tool, which is Splunk, which I'm using for monitoring the activities my of my systems, of the servers, which is being used. So let's go back. I also have compliance and governance. This is also ensure adherence to regulatory requirements like the GDPR, PCI DSS, or the HIPAA. So benefits of ESA: number one, align security practices with business objectives. It helps to align security practices, helps to work to design to know what we need in this business work operations, business objective, business goal. It will help us to work to determine that, to design that, and also reduce complexity by standardizing processes. It helps to what reduce complexity, making things hard. It reduce it by standardizing what the processes, and we also have it also improve this resilience against cyber threats. It improve resilience against cyber threat, to mitigate cyber threat. It help us also, and also enhance regulatory compliances also. It's also what enhance regulatory compliances. Table summary, which is table summary and the key points, the key takeaway. These are them. I'm going to do it. And this is the assignment for this part. You can go through it also and go through it. So tomorrow we start with cloud computing and cloud security. Cloud computing and cloud security. Remember this from the fundamentals of cybersecurity. Thank you. Have a wonderful nice day.